Hello guys, welcome to another video photo coaching. Today we're gonna use footage from week 19 from last year, exactly the week where we are. We're gonna talk about turning. So after you have a solid stance, we pass a bit to the intermediate level, and the next thing to learn is how to turn on the board. You can either turn on the green wave or you can also turn on the foam. Normally our students start turning on the foam, and then if the conditions permit and we can go to the outside, we can practice that on the green waves. Okay? We're going to talk about a few tips, and then we're going to talk about the common mistakes, always looking at the footage from last year. So as you can see on this first picture, despite she really wants to turn to the left side, it's her front side, so she's facing forwards to the foam, she's still looking to the board. Okay? She's trying to lean the arm that way, but still is very important you always look where you want to go. That's crucial. When you have a solid stance, you look forward. If you want to turn left, you have to look left or you look right. Okay? So the first tip we always say, of course, is to have a solid stance. Without a solid stance, you can't turn because you're always tending to one place or your feet are not well on the board, so always the one rail is more digging than the other, so we're always going to that place. So even though you're trying left, if your feet is too much on the right of the board will go right. There's no other way. Okay? So only if you are going, everything is going well, you have a solid position and you can already have the consistent to go straight for a few waves, then you can start turning and you can improve on that. First and really important thing that here we don't see is she's not looking where she wants to go. So despite she's doing like this, she's looking down. It's really important. We rotate. This hand will end up like going here, but because I rotate my upper body and I rotate a little my hips that way, and then I'm always looking. You can have a reference at the beach. The lifeguards, an umbrella, the palm tree, anything. When you are on the foam or you're on the wave, look at that place and always try to follow. Okay, next picture. We have a situation here. So he's very straight. His legs are very straight on surfing. Despite he's really looking to the right side and he's going on his back side, that is very hard. He still is a bit too straight. However, the board is turning and he's going, probably because he already dropped the wave facing to one side. Okay? Remember, however, if we are here and we want to turn our backside, it's crucial that we're very low. Especially with a big board, we need to be lower and we need to exaggerate a bit more the turn. So it's not easy to turn this way, it's really important. Remember, good stance, low, bend your knees, and then look, open your shoulders, look where you want to go, and then the board will go. Okay? Here, we have a bit of an L position and she's looking forward and probably she wants to go to the right side. So remember, you're here, one arm each side. If I want to turn that way, I'm not going to put my arms like this and the board will turn. No. I have to slowly put weight on the front foot. Remember, looking where you want to go. Your hands turn, you're turning, okay? And it's a very slow process. It's not like doing like this that the board will turn. And here we have another backside wave. What's happening here is she wants to turn, but her shoulder is a bit going down. So she's like this turning. Remember, I need to open my shoulder here. It's a very common mistake. We need to open our shoulder, rotate it, and really look that way. Okay? We have to open up our arm here and the shoulder, and the looking, and a bit sliding the hip. Here, okay. Very good example to turn on your backside. What's happening here? She still has the legs a bit too straight. So she's like this, and she's trying to turn, but it's not very effective if you just turn it here. You really have to go lower and try to open up a little bit. Really look exaggerate looking to your backside. This is the hardest turn, turn to your back, okay? Just a bit lower and even looking more where she goes. Remember, when we look, we have that reference of them on the beach. We are not looking down to the right, we're looking like in a long line. I always say it's very important, we look to the line that our arm makes. So I'm going to look to this line. Or on your front side, you're going to look to this line. Okay? She has a very, very solid position and she's going very well. If she wanted to look that way, the board will go, because she's actually like quite leaning and quite here, really low pressure on the front foot and going. If she can exaggerate and even turning a little bit more, the board will follow. Okay guys, now let's look to some videos. Okay, here we have a green wave. He's standing up on the top, a little bit unbalanced, but then he gets the balance and he's leaning. As you can see, he's leaning a lot. Actually leaning a lot, I mean, you will feel the turn. When you're leaning like this, you feel the board really turning. However, it's an uncontrolled turn. It's very important you actually lean, but lean with your whole body, and you not tend to have weight on your head and you're going to fall to the front, okay? Remember, solid stance, looking where you want to go, bend your knees and follow. However, you hold on, and then here, you can see, you should be looking here. You can even have the reference here. You have the palm trees and you have the fortress. That's really important. Remember, here I'm looking down the line. If it's a green wave, I see the fortress over there, I see the palm trees. I'm going to turn, the board turns, and then you go. And you can already go straight because you already turned enough. Okay, remember, have a goal, have somewhere very far away. Hello, pasta. Okay, standing up on the foam, and then you see immediately when she stood up, she opened, she was going, she did 1, 2, 3, okay, solid. As soon as she stood up, she opened the left shoulder. As soon as she opened the left shoulder, the hips rotated a bit, and even though she had a red board, very big board, and she's on the foam, immediately the board started turning a little bit, and she went, just because she opened the shoulder so well. Okay, here we have Georgie. She's a bit more experienced. Despite she left the hands too long on the board, she's really leaning and she's really looking to the side, as you can see. So she was standing up, but she was standing up and she was already looking where she wants to go. So she immediately leaned the body and the board turned and she's going to that side. Okay, and we have Master Beaker showing how it's done. He's standing up on the top and he's eyes on the money. As you can see, he's already looking, he's really looking down the line. So he's standing up and he's already looking down the wave and where he wants to go. And immediately your body falls a bit. And as long as you maintain a really low position and you square your hips to the side, the board will follow that. Okay guys, remember, the most common mistakes are always, we tend to rush standing up, and then if you rush standing up, we don't have a good stance. Without a good stance, we can turn to the left or to the right. If you lean your head, you always tend to fall, and you don't rotate your upper body, your shoulders. Another problem, if we have legs too straight, like we showed, we can move your hands, but it's not turning. Okay? Very important. And then also with the hands. Really try to follow your entire body. Always weight on the front. Thank you for watching. Next week we're going to talk about surf etiquette with a special guest. And thank you.